Good afternoon, folks. Pipe Companion here. Hope you're having a good afternoon. Today I'm smoking my Savinelli 320 Domaliti, but it's an interesting pipe in that it has an inset. I don't know if you can see that, but it has an inset stem, and it's the only 320 I've seen. Now, maybe they're very common, but I've not seen one that had this inset stem on it. So that's what I'm smoking today. I'm smoking Eric Stokeby's 4th generation 1897, I believe it is, aromatic. And this is a pretty mild smoke, which I like. I'm not into the strong stuff too much yet. Again, hope everybody's doing well today. I promised that I would do a video about our YTPC meetup yesterday. And before I get into that, you may notice if I move in just the right way that I'm wearing a Ford t-shirt. And I know that particularly some people get real enthusiastic, let us say, about Chevrolet and Ford and maybe Dodge. So I just want people to understand that I have no real strong alliance or allegiance to any of the car manufacturers. I just wear whatever's clean. And I happen to have 3 piles. I have clean, dirty, and funky. Dirty I can wear again. Funky will walk its own way to school. So there is no allegiance here in the fact that I'm wearing a Ford t-shirt. Just wanted to make sure in case I move just right and you happen to see that. I try to cut off most everything south of my face. And I would cut off what was north of my midline, but then I wouldn't have a video, so I can't do that. Elbow shot there in tribute to Mudgeon. So, again, we are about to have some rain here in North Carolina. And this week it's going to turn downright cold. We're going to get into the low 30s by midweek. So, the fall respite that I was hoping for, I'm not sure we're going to get. Though it is supposed to be back in the 70s by the end of the week. So, anyway, maybe we'll be in good shape then. Anyway, talking about our YPC meetup, it ended up that Ethan, Parsimonious Piper, and I were the only ones who showed up. Now, sorry, trying to get this going. I had a delightful time talking with Parsimonious Piper, Ethan, for, I don't know, 2 hours or more. Now, on his end of it, I'm sure he was bored to tears, but he's a very diplomatic sort of person, and he didn't show it. But I'm sure that 2.5 hours across the table from me is enough to drive anybody to the insane asylum. But he held up pretty well. And I'm sorry that more people couldn't show up, but I understand. But we were talking about doing that again really soon. The Apex Cigar Lounge is a really nice place. I really enjoyed being there. And they cater mostly to cigar smokers, but they do have some pipe tobacco and some stuff for pipes. But it's a great place to sit and smoke, and I really enjoyed my time with Ethan. And I learned a lot, as I always do when I'm around somebody like him who knows as much as he does. And sorry, having trouble keeping this lit for some reason. But there was, I want to tell you something about Ethan that I know he has many talents for sure. But let me light this and I'll tell you about something that I wasn't expecting. That's holding you in suspense so you keep watching the video. But anyway, Ethan sits down. And he has this laptop bag. It's a Samsonite laptop bag. Now, you know, I've been a professor, teacher. I've carried laptops a long time. It's not unusual to see a laptop bag. But Ethan's is more than a laptop bag. It is actually a portable pipe shop. This man continued to pull stuff out of that bag like I have never seen before. only my grandmother was able to pull stuff continuously out of a small space like he did. Um, he was pulling out pipes, tobaccos, and I'm not talking about one or two. I'm talking about a whole plethora of tobaccos. And I mean, he had a buffet there, which I really appreciated because he brought most of it so that I could sample. But my goodness, he pulled everything out of there. There was a kitchen sink, a refrigerator that he pulled out, and even his car. Turns out he doesn't park his car in the parking lot. He has a little Miata, a little Mazda Miata, a little two-door, and he just simply puts it in his laptop bag. Darndest thing I've ever seen. Just kept pulling it out. So if the next time we have a YTPC meetup, Parsimonious Piper and all the other YTPC folk are great to be around, but it's worth the drive just to see what he's going to pull out of that bag. It was absolutely stunning. So definitely worth the trip next time. And we talked about hopefully getting together. Those of us, he was able to name off 10 or 12 people he said were within a reasonable driving distance of Apex. And, we just hit it on a weekend where everybody was busy, and I certainly understand that. But I'm hoping that next time we'll be able to have some more of you out there. It was great talking with Ethan. He's, as those of you who know him, and a lot of you do, he is a very engaging person to be with, and he just knows so much about pipes and all. But we didn't just talk about that. We talked about a wide range of things, and really, really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed spending some time out there with him. So settle in and just enjoy a few minutes of peace and quiet. Those of you who have watched my videos know that I don't ever say anything that's very deep. So the return on your investment of time with me is usually pretty meager. I do want to mention, though, that several of you had congratulated me on reaching 200 subscribers, and that was very generous, very nice of you folks to point that out. And I am, well, I don't know how to put it. I'm very grateful. I'm also a bit baffled that one person, much less 200, would find anything about me interesting enough to subscribe. But I'm very, very appreciative to those who have. And, I'm not one of those people who gets real, mesmerized by the subscriber numbers. I mean, I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. But, it's not something that I get, OCD about by any stretch. But it's an honor to reach that point. And thank you to all of you who have subscribed, who continue to support me. It means a lot. And I started doing these videos just about, I don't know, a month and a half ago, maybe, if it's been that long. And, I don't use my channel to talk a lot about me, but there are three of you who I'm really close to who know that this has been a challenging time for me. And so the YTPC and having people like you sit here in the rocker with me and give me this companionship in this company is just, there's no way to express how much that means to me at this particular time. I love this Eric Stokeby. I've smoked, this is like my second or third 10 of this stuff. Now one of them I did cellar, but this is the fourth generation 1897, and very, very mild to medium sort of aromatic smoke if you're an aromatic person. while I was at the cigar lounge yesterday, Ethan bought some tobacco. It was some sort of bird's eye flake or bull's eye flake or some kind of flake. And, you know, wanting to follow one of my mentors, I got some of that too. And I actually didn't smoke it till I got home, which was probably a good thing because it completely ripped out my tongue and made my eyeballs pop out. Now, Ethan says it's a middle of the road type of tobacco, and of course, if he says it, it's got to be. But I tell you what, if it's middle of the road for me, it's roadkill, because it was. I don't know if it was the pipe I was smoking or I don't know, something I'd eaten. I mean, I was drinking my 8 o'clock coffee like I normally drink. There's nothing unusual about it. But Jiminy Christmas, that stuff was something. I'm going to try it again before too much longer, just to make sure that it wasn't just me, which it probably was. But but anyway, as I was saying, Ethan brought several different samples, which was very generous of him. He had already sent one of my earlier videos. You saw a box opening where he sent me, oh my goodness, 25, 30 maybe different samples. I'm still trying to work my way through those, but that's just the way he is. He you know, he really supports new smokers, and he brought a range, you know, so I could try different things. And of course, I brought my Jefferson Street from Mylon Tobacco. That's, you know, one of my favorite tobaccos, and so we just had a great time sitting out there. It was a good afternoon. It was a little bit windy, but other than that, temperature was great. We were sitting in front of a big screen TV, and the guys sitting across from us were watching a football game. I think it was Penn State and, I don't know, Michigan maybe. I wasn't watching it, but they were, and we were just chatting away while they watched the football game. And so we're talking about getting together. We really have a need for a pipe community or a pipe club in this area, because we really don't have one. And so with 10 or 12, I really didn't realize there were that many people around that were within driving distance. And so we are talking about maybe doing that very soon. Okay, elbow shot coming. Speaking of Curmudgeon Piper, he wasn't able to come. He was at a family reunion. But I think it was Brian Quilty that was suggesting that I bring a taco to the meetup to give to Curmudgeon, because everybody knows what a big fan of tacos he is. And so Curmudgeon, if you're watching this video, if you watch it at some point, I do have a taco for you that's in my refrigerator. And, you know, if we meet up in the next month or two, I'll be sure to bring it. I can hear him now. I don't care. Well, I'm not going to run this video very long. I did promise yesterday, or actually it was Friday when I made my last video, that I would give you a report, and I have dutifully done that about the YTPC hookup, meetup. And again, thanks to Ethan, the Parsimonious Piper, for for setting that up, for his generosity, for his friendship, and all kidding aside, for the support that he gives all of us, not just me, but he's a tremendous supporter of this community. And I was telling him that one of the nice things about this community is that even though we meet virtually, when we get together, it doesn't seem that way. I mean, this first time I had met Ethan in person, and we sat and talked like we had known each other and seen each other for years. It was just as comfortable as my sitting down and talking to somebody that I've known since I was a kid. I mean, and I'm being serious, I'm being sincere. It was that natural. And that's really the way it is in this community. And I'm sure if any one of you had been there, it would have been the same way with any of you. And that is a great thing about this community. Something that I really appreciate is that we are a kind of brotherhood. And I know there are only maybe a couple of women involved in the community, but brotherhood and sisterhood for those who are the female of the species. It really is. It's a very supportive community, and when you get with someone, as I did yesterday, for a couple of hours, who is part of this YTPC, you really get a sense of just how close it is. Well, I'm going to sign off. As always, I'm going to continue to sit out here, and it's going to be raining pretty soon, which I kind of like, being out on the porch when it's raining. The rhythm of the rain is relaxing, so I'll probably stay out here. And please stay out here as long as you want, and we'll sit and just be quiet and watch nature run its course. I hope that all of you have a superb week, and I will be seeing you soon. And until then, thanks for the company.